cyclocross friends. It's Thursday, November 21st, 2019, and you are tuned in to episode 12 of the Voler Apparel CX Heat Check Power Rankings. Brought to you by Voler Premium Collections and Custom Apparel for Women and Men. US made and built with pride and purpose for your best ride. Available exclusively at voler.com. That's VOLER.com. The season may be winding down, but there is no time like the present to stock up on proper cross tubulars. And the place to go is CXHAIRS.com. CXHAIRS.com has FMB tubulars in a variety of treads and casings, as well as a section of Vittoria tubulars. While you are there, grab some water bottles and bar tape too. Go to CXHAIRS.com and use the code CXHeatCheck at checkout for 20% off your entire order. Grab those mud tires before heading to Tacoma or think ahead to the holiday season. Tubulars make great stocking stuffers. Go to CXHAIRS.com right now. We have 11 weeks of racing under our Spicy Hot Embrocation and Miracle Wap Chamois Cream, and this past weekend featured another split squad calendar. Half of the elite field headed to Suffern, New York for the Rockland County Supercross Cup rounds 3 and 4 of the Vittoria Series. And the other half headed to Naptown, Indianapolis, and the Indy Cycloplex for the Major Taylor Cross Cup. For episode 12 of the CX Heat Check Power Rankings, we are once again starting with the men's side. And before we get started, I want to give you a little peek behind the curtains of the CXHAIRS Slack channel. For over a month, there has been an unofficial competition going on over who would make the heat check first between Alan Schroeder and Cody Cup. Both have been knocking at the door several times this year, and we finally have an answer. In the 11th spot, the first through that elusive CX Heat Check door is Cody Cup. A second place and fifth place finish at Major Taylor has Cup replacing Kaiser in the Cody spot. Coming in at 10 is another debut, Caleb Swartz, taking advantage of home field advantage with a pair of third place finishes at Major Taylor. The Swartz is with you at number 10. At number 9, it's Travis Liverman. Making his way back on the power rankings, the Privateer notched a pair of fifth place finishes at Supercross. And that gets us to number 8, and Toby Nortonblad, our first survivor in a bye-week spring cleaning. McTubbin falls from 5th to 8th. Falling from 4th to 7th is Jamie Driscoll, the Dangler. The situation in the power rankings is dynamic and fluid. Go too long without racing and you will find yourself on the outside looking in. In 6th place is another off-week hanger-on, Gage Hecht. Down from 3rd to 6th, Hecht is going to have to put in a big effort next time he toes the line, or the algorithm is going to spit him out the back like yesterday's data. Which brings us to number 5 and Drew Dillman. Dizzle-dazzled at Major Taylor, capturing 2 UCI C2 wins in a commanding performance at the Indy Cycloplex. And here we are at number 4, and Stephen Hyde, the champ. Playing the team game, Hyde notched a 2nd and 3rd place at Supercross on the Cannondale Cyclocross group ride. And that brings us to the top 3. And
Lane, where have you been?
At the front of the race, that's where Lane Mayer's been. A 2nd and 3rd place finish at Supercross has the Cannondale Cyclocross World Devo riders shooting up the power rankings from 8th to 3rd. Which means we're at the top 2. And if you've been paying attention, you know the players. Pan American champion Kerry Warner and former Pan American champion Curtis White. Warner took the top spot last week after winning the Jersey in Midland, Ontario over White. But they were back at it this week in Suffern, New York, where White got a little help from his friends and took 2 wins while Kenny could only muster 4th place finishes on each day. Which means Curtis White has regained the top step in the CX Heat Check Power Rankings. Warner drops to 2nd. As you peruse the top 11 and wrap your head around the fact that the Diffie-Hellman key exchange algorithm, which employs a cryptological protocol that allows 2 parties that have no prior knowledge of each other to jointly establish a shared secret key, is only the 7th most important algorithm according to leading scientists, we assume the heat check is at least in the top 3, we will move on to the women. In the 11th spot is Carolyn Nolan. Breakout performance last weekend at NoHo, followed by a week off, has Nolan falling from 7th to 11th. In the 10th spot is Katie Klaus. At one point in the season, we had an abundance of Katies, but after finding the fault in our stars, we are down to just 1. Katie. Coming in at number 9 is Rachel Rubino. Scrapping her way onto the CX Heat Check, Ray grabs a 4th and 6th place finish at Supercross to earn the 9th spot, and that's a condition worth a mention. In the 8th spot is Emily Curley, another newcomer to the CX Heat Check. Curley has been working her way up the results sheet all season and slotted into 5th place each day at Supercross Cup. In 7th place is Carla Williams. Dr. Williams always comes correct when she shows up to race, and the algorithm rewards these precision strikes. A 3rd and 4th place finish at Supercross gets Williams back on the power rankings stat. Slotting into the 6th spot is Ruby West. A stellar performance at Pan Am's had her in 5th place, but an off day on Saturday at Supercross, followed by a rebound to 3rd, has her slip 1 spot in the power rankings. Which brings us to our top 5. And in the 5th spot is the return of Sunny Gilbert. After going head-to-head with Meredith Miller at the Cross of the North, Sunny G heads back to her old stomping grounds to grab 2 third-place finishes at Major Taylor and put her back on course for that CX Nats Gold Ring goal. In 4th place, it's Raylan Nuss. 2 second-place finishes at Major Taylor has Nuss in the heat seeker spot, coming from off the charts all the way up to 4th. Which brings us to our top 3. And in the 3rd spot is Courtney McFadden. No longer the 4th she once was, McFadden grabs the 2nd spot both days at Supercross, which slots her in at number 3 in the power rankings. And that leaves us with 2 spots remaining.
I may lose my job.
And if you've been paying close attention, and I know you have, historically at this point, we would have 3 names to choose from. And here's where the algorithm becomes a bit ruthless. The CX Heat Check Power Rankings are not a season-long competition, but rather an indication of who is performing the best on a given week, while also taking into consideration past performance and future capabilities. And it's that last part that has us bidding adieu to a Heat Check All-Star, Magali Rochette. We won't see her anymore in North America, so she's moving off the power rankings for this year's. Keep on crushing, Mags, and everyone else. Sign up for the newsletter, MagaliRochette.com. Okay, enough delay. Let's get to it. We have 2 spots remaining and 2 Heat Check power users, Clara Honsinger and Becca Faringer. Honsinger swept Major Taylor and Faringer swept Supercross. This, cyclocross friends, is why the algorithm detests split squad weekends. It is the cyclocross version of Buridan's ass, a paradox in philosophy referring to a hypothetical situation wherein a donkey that is equally hungry and thirsty is placed precisely midway between a stack of hay and a pail of water. Who here is the hay and who is the water? In the paradox, the donkey can't decide and ends up dying. But the CX Heat Check is no common ass, so we have an answer. Moving up from the 3rd spot to the 2nd spot this week is Becca Faringer, which means that reclaiming the top step in the CX Heat Check Power Rankings is Clara Honsinger. And there you have it, episode 12 of the CX Heat Check. As you take another look at the top 11 women in the Voler Apparel CX Heat Check Power Rankings, I want to once again thank our sponsor of this episode, CX is Boss. Go to CXisBoss.com and use CX Heat Check at checkout for 20% off your entire order. These guys have been amazing sponsors of the Heat Check. Visit the site and take advantage of this great offer. Let us know your thoughts by using the hashtag CXHeatCheck. Leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel, and tell your cyclocross friends to do the same. Also, hit us up at feedback@CXHAIRS.com with your questions and comments. Until next time, I'm Bill Scheiken for CXHAIRS and the Wide Angle Podium Network. Talk to you soon, cyclocross friends.